really good initial pick themselves with the Ashe Braum and the Lilia, but I feel like their combo is harder to play around. Because they don't have a gold card for one, and also it does feel like that Sejuani ult adds an extra degree of ease of access for OMG.
In terms of where they are in the lane.
So now, OMG, they've used their early wards, and you can see it's a huge crash in. They do get themselves level 2, but they've taken some decent damage. They have some pots left, so it's not going to be the end of things. This could be quite a risky dive, but they do only have the one combat summoner in that ignite. They don't have a heal or a barrier or something like that, because of course Starry's running that teleport. Just use the satchel too. Long cooldown, they have one cooldown left for him.
Right, Niket takes the initial aggro. PP God Chug low, goes down as the watch RP claims him. Niket low but not down. Hacker takes another turret shot. Do they want Starry as well? He's in danger. Shield comes up. Braum takes the aggro. Sorry, I make that doggo. And they just about get the last auto. Goes down, comes at the cost of Hacker's life, but they do kill off the Ziggs.
And he gets himself that Ruby Crystal. If you're going back to base without that Faded Ashes, then this would have been failed from Hacker. Opposite side of the map, Tianjin looking towards Xingtian.
Tricks Club just bought for the Ashe, but you're absolutely right. This dive is happening. Is Xingtian flashes away, stays alive. Xingtian has to flash, but the card still comes on through. Turret shot, not quite enough.
It had cooled down at that point. It hadn't ramped up because it switched back onto the minions, so Harry doesn't get the full damage. That Starry will be able to kind of wave the kind of for forever if they allow him to. Wave's kind of pushing out.
No teleport.
He might have gone too far here, yeah.
No flash, no teleport. I think there's a strategy engine's coming on down, but it might be too little too late. We'll finally get a bit of a CC down. The Hacker is in danger, but they do get that Blooming Blows kill. Hacker gets the watch out, eat down, but it's not enough to keep alive. The Braum passive is ticking onto Tianjin, but nothing more. Can maybe look to step on forwards, but it's 2 tanks into a Braum. I don't know whether they're going to do this. They're still going to keep going on forwards. They have enough damage for now. Shield comes up. PP God in danger. Galactic Assault forward. Will not get a passive proc until just now. Doggo trying to get the additional trades onto Tianjin, but double red buffs was enough. Stay alive. Will be forced to back away from this one, but now PP God can maybe look towards the mid lane and a dive onto Urukai. Will Valkyrie away, flash under the tier 2, but there's a culling coming on through and he's just dead to rights.
Angel with his first kill of the game, and OMG, they have relied on him to do a lot of carrying. Both of these supports, both these junglers all over the map. It's been really fun to watch both of these jungle support duos really try and make a break out of the gates very, very early on. I'm struggling to think who's really gotten ahead in terms of all the strategic objectives. You can see that, of course, the TF is expected to be ahead. I think bot lane being even is a real win for OMG. I think that, you know, the Ashe Braum does really want to be ahead. They are barely, if that. They're going to try it again. They have level 6 on the Lilia. There is an Ignite on PP God, though.
PP God eats a Braum passive. Could still be in danger here. Trying to get a bit more. The arrow afterwards. Finally, PP God steps on forwards, but it's not until anyone who's taken aggro. Hacker taken low, but they'll get on out of there, and they do get the dive off.
Yeah, I wonder whether they could have procced the Braum passive and then kind of flashed out with Doggo to make that easier, but they end up committing the Ashe arrow. Necessarily be as much of that. Starry's on the top side of the map too. He also has teleport if he wants to stick around for a wave and get himself to the first item potentially after that point. Doggo doesn't quite have the shiv yet. Xingtian's running out of Mega. Nah, might be able to get a good trade here.
Does get a solid chunk. Gets a big one into the wall as well. Remember, hurry, no flash and no ghost. Could well get run down here. Needs to get that gold card locked now. And old Xingtian just flashes against the boomerang.
Ultra Pime's first a winner of a Player of the Week award for 2 years, walks away with a solo kill and an important time. He can teleport back into the play. Xingtian, best top laner of the last week, makes a difference, and now suddenly that means that Harry can't control Xingtian in that side lane. Ultra Prime walk away with 6 grubs off of this, and OMG, Harry, you gotta do better there. You had no summons. The Starry's now just got hit.
Oh, and there's gonna be on the wrong side of the satchel. Has to flash on out from it. Can't use it to escape. And they get another summoner.
Impactful, kind of clearing out waves and getting to the play a little quicker. Because of that, Doggo continually, relentlessly pushing in. 6 grubs, first turret.
Also, when you're into a TF and a Ziggs with teleport, having the additional shove power, I completely get. Makes so much sense to me. So they get that first turret, they turn over towards the dragon, they want to fight this, but so honestly to OMG, they're in the river and can make some things happen. Tianjin throws out the ultimate. Hacker, jumped on, trying to get away, just about out to safety. For now, the Mega Inferno Bomb claims the kill though. Health bars desperately low on OMG though. As the CC begins to land, they are being put on ice. What is that? Zenith Blade. Doggo goes down. In the backline, Xingtian is in a 1v3 as a Mega Gnar. Can't kill off the Sejuani. Is being run down by Harry. Urukai on full HP. Everyone has to back away as a bloodbath has occurred.
Yeah, Hacker, I think, really overestimated his own tankiness. This is the problem with the Lilia before you get the Zonyas. You can get kind of soloed out, and Hacker, I think, realizing he's just not as tanky as he would like to. OMG are going to get themselves a good amount of kills off this, and they're going to get themselves the dragon. Because Ultra Prime also committed so many people to the play, they don't get a cross map. Qingtian goes right into the backline. He tries to get on top of Starry, but I don't think he quite realizes that no help is coming because Ultra Prime have lost.
Surely be able to finally claim this outer turret, as Qingtian did need to pull away from the turret under threat of a dive. All the while, though, there's a big old shove happening topside.
And also what's been happening is, because Qingtian has been hovering around bot lane outer turret to allow Harry to take it, they put him under that mid lane turret again, and they take the river control, but there's every chance they get engaged on.
Missed the Glacial Prison there. Hacker, watch out, eats away. The slow is solid, but the Glacial Fissure afterwards buys so much time. Niket might go down, but the turnaround is monstrous. That lilting lullaby gets everybody. They're all put into the long sleep of death. Tianjin will try and get Hacker, but goes down himself. The minefield just short of getting Hacker.
Niket has the best Braum combo possible to him, where everyone throws everything into the shield, he gets his passive turnaround, and he saves his teammates. Braum dies a happy support in that one, because he's the only one that goes down as OMG look for their big engage. It's going to be a dragon. Harry's going to come through. He might just die for this, though, going on to Hacker.
Takes a lot of damage back, flashes away, and the last order comes on through as Yukai trying to get onto Star, who's in danger. Boomerang goes and claims an extra auto to allow Yukai to claim that kill too. Huge fight for Ultra Prime.
Ultra Prime. Where has this team been for all of the rest of Rumble stage? Doggo might have just got caught out though. Niket is here. There is a flash. This is teleport from who? It's Angel.
Bow passive comes on down, and I think he's falling. Loses his wings in the mid-tier one.
Yeah, call him Lucifer. That's a fallen Angel at this point. 1, 3, and 2. The mid laner for OMG, who has so typically been their best player, throws another kill to Ultra Prime, and now it might have even opened up a Baron angle. They're teleporting in. There is no Angel. Starry has teleport. Harry is coming up too, but they're not here right now. This might be a Baron start.
Harry has no Destiny Gate and no teleport, of course, because he's the TF. They're not going to be here. It'll be a 3v5. They're going to try and teleport in to make something happen, as there was an interrupt on it. Big Megador into the wall, onto the Sejuani, trying to keep them all alive, but PP God finds himself more flaccid in this game than he was hoping for, as Doggo gets away just about alive, but now Harry is here. Maybe with the wild chords could cause some trouble. Tianjin survives somehow, some way. 1,000 gold down. They've not got soul point because, of course, that dragon fight went so very wrong, and the double AD carries being this far ahead gets very difficult. Honestly, the Lilia as well is becoming increasingly annoying as that third part of the threat team. Tianjin steps on forwards. Maybe they found a moment. There's 2 people isolated. Massive combo. Niket's going to go down as well, and Ultra Prime stepping forwards to get vision, just get collapsed on with every member.
And this is why we were saying they could just get stalled out. Qingtian doesn't have his Mega. He's probably going to go down before he gets that one. Ultra Prime lose 3, and they might end up losing the Baron off of this. This was the problem. The easy part to accelerate had happened, and now suddenly it's just Yukai and Doggo. They have an arrow, but realistically, they're not going to get anything off of that. OMG pounce and Ultra Prime. They should have known this was coming. That was a risky push forward into the jungle.
I mean, I just don't understand what happened there. They go forwards, and Lilia still had the Zhonya's, decides not to use it either, but...
Well, he might not have been able to. We'll see. Might not have been able to. If he got hit by the stuns, he could have got perma-CC'd. Has those smoke treads, and suddenly OMG, they get themselves that Baron, they get themselves probably a side lane turret here as well. Ultra Prime, this is a wake-up call. You can't just do what you did earlier in the game. Much harder to accelerate when you have to go into the enemy jungle against the Ziggs combo. Result comes back up though, so Ultra Prime, they might just get themselves onto the dragon for free. They still have Hacker with that flash, Zhonya's, and ultimate. They couldn't force it out of him because they killed him too quickly in that last one. Doggo, what is Doggo doing?
Oh no, flashes over the wall. Thought he was safe because there's a control ward and he's about to fall down. The slow comes on through. Angel's still chasing him. Will go down. The dragon secured by Ultra Prime as they didn't have their mid lane around to start fighting it, but now maybe from the flank Angle starts to come on in. Doesn't have the culling available as Harry will look to ultimate in onto someone. Hacker down to about 20% HP. They're being corralled. Oh, Ultra Prime. The Ziggs ult onto 3. Qingtian went looking for a big old ult. Hacker gets into the backline. Shoots ulting lullaby. Yukai will kill off the TF. Continue to try and jump away. The passive comes on through from the Sejuani, but it's cleansed away with that QSS. Ultra Prime claim 1 on the way out and do get the dragon.
We had a conversation earlier. Doggo has most gold in the game from the early game. He needs to pay back on that investment. He just doesn't. He gets caught out on a really dangerous path back towards his team. and he ends up getting caught out. He ends up has gotten even harder again, because you have to respect that even more. They're not in a position to wave play this again. That'll go down to the Zig Satchel beyond this point. OMG will finally claim that prize, and Ultra Prime will have to play from back within their own jungle again, pushing in the bot lane. Has the 6 grubs. He'll need to teleport in, though. This is getting a little bit late. He needs to come in. The Baron's really helping.
The arrow landed on the Starry. It's huge. That means the Zig's got nowhere to go. Finally flashes out to safety, but it's burned out. There's now a massive stun onto the Sejuani. Smite down. Zig's down.
MVP of that fight is not the Baron, it is the territorial Baron, because it pulls everyone in with its little grasping hands and puts Starry into the Swirl Seed, into the arrow. Ultra Prime get the fight, and they're back in the game. They have the Baron, they have the Dragon.
I mean, he got dragged back into an arrow. You really can't expect it. Poor old Starry. But here we are, back into the real world and live. Qingtian is shoving for the rest of the team, about to get jumped on, has the Solar Flare dropped on top of him. Huge combo, survives for a while, but not long enough, and this is the problem of splitting the team again.
Yeah, and I think that just Qingtian just ended up not using his flash very effectively. There is, of course, the Baron buff, and you have the 6 grubs trying to stop. Niket's trying to stop them from going towards the turret.
No, trying to stop that. Tianjin gets chunked. Angel gets a culling across, but it's into the door. So not that much value. They are a member down, but OMG now in danger of stepping too far forward. Brawn passive comes on through. Blooming Blow slows are there. Hacker stepped on forwards, got stunned there by a satchel into the wall.
They do have the advantage in terms of readily available combat spells. Yokai he has Flash SW. He's just way too far away from his team again. Man.
Ultra Prime, what is going on? Tianjin has a flash and an ability for some teleports to come flying on through. They just can't play side lanes, apparently, Ultra Prime.
This team has just been splitting apart. They get themselves into the top lane in a turret, but they should have had someone protecting Yuka. He's been safe for so long. Now OMG have used a lot of their teleports. Qingtian could teleport to them as well. If someone needs to put down a wall, though, and he needs to come here soon if they think a fight's going to erupt. Solar Flare is back up and available.
Potentially dangerous here. Get that slow teleport behind. We're trying to get to Mega Gnar. That's why he was delaying. Comes in with Mega available, but it's Solar Flare. The wallop comes on through. There's the Mega Inferno Bomb, but the Brawn passive comes on down and PP God dies. Now Starry's in danger. Remember, still no flash. Needs to be afraid as the gold card with the rapid fire buys some space, but Starry dodge, dips, ducks, doves, and dies. And he will fall in that top lane.
So OMG, they do a good job of splitting apart Ultra Prime. Really well played from Tianjin and PP God and Harry to pick off people. But then they overchase towards the end. And the problem is, when you overchase and you die towards 6 grubs and the remainder of that Baron buff, things fall apart beyond that point. Ultra Prime might just be looking for the end.
Angel and Harry here alone. They've got to try and get through this wave. They get hit with the Swirl Seed. There might be a lilting lullaby popping on him, and he is put to sleep. Tower number 1 falls in front of the Nexus. They turn back to a second inhibitor and will not end the game, but have done critical base damage.
Yeah, Ultra Prime, they've been sat in positions before. They've had open Nexuses and not been able to finish off the game. Shout out to that Anyone's Legend series.
It's getting increasingly hard to get those snap picks.
Doggo shouldn't be here again.
How is he there?
Why is he positioning like this? Angel got a little bit, he's going to be fine towards there. So they pull the TF out, they can't find anything. So Doggo, his dangerous pathing not really presenting much of an issue this time. OMG,
down.
They might just go for the engage.
They're only getting a chunk onto Hacker. Solar Flare afterwards with the Mega Inferno Bond. Hacker finally goes golden. Glacial Fissure comes on down as Qingtian. Autos Angel down to nearly his entire HP bar. The Gnar winning out against Lucian, who will cleanse and flash away. But Starry comes falling out of the skies, more like a meteor. Quadra kill to Doggo. Out of nowhere, they're hunting for a penta. Do they want to wait on it? I think they might just want to win the game.
Well, the thing is, I think that Angel's got to get himself back to base. The tower's fallen. Ultra Prime, they have won the game, but will they get themselves the extra medallion? No, they will not. But OMG, the undefeated in-series team in Grip Nevada, slapped in the face by a resurging Ultra Prime. They arguably have 3 winning lanes. Ultra Prime, they will need to overperform in one of these lanes to give Hacker a better platform to play the early game in.
Will be an interesting question. I feel like bot lane at least can be a contest. Zeri has some ability to play the wave safely enough. Taking the teleport, Tianjin taking the dragon. Harry knowing he's on weak side, so there's no point burning the teleport right now. It'll be a bit of a risk. Qingtian instead teleports towards that bot lane to clear out this wave. Okay, I wonder whether Hacker will throw down as well. Just being as obnoxious as possible. Harry nearly at Mega Gnar. We might be looking at another 3v3 as they need to be careful with this wall here. Flash for the Heifer prevents the Mega Gnar from getting anybody into the wall. Hacker gets a lilting lullaby off. Crunch comes on through. Huge damage back. Hacker getting Conqueror healing. Is so much value. Tianjin will get 1 back at least.
You can nerf the passive healing from the Lillian, but you can't nerf Hacker. those real upstart kind of stories to them. OMG, they do have themselves some ability to play towards this. First grab goes over towards Ultra Prime, and that's going to be their first of this set, and that's going to be the smite used from Hacker. So they're not going to be able to contest for anything more. I think that's probably wise. They get themselves what they can, and they don't leave themselves open to an engage where Starry could have followed up on.
Yeah, they'll get the might buff, which is an important breakpoint. It's not the 6 from last game, but in some ways they'll take what they can get. It's still a good amount of shoving power, and OMG will be there in enough force to prevent any easy access. They did manage to force Ultra Prime into some interesting contests around that dragon in the mid stages, and see whether they can do that again here. Enough to do it bluntly, so that makes some sense. Maybe Doggo could have done it on wall ride now, but I think with the Hex gates around, it actually gets quite tricky because you take the wall ride and suddenly there's people who portal behind you. You don't have that ability up anymore. Tianzhen needs to be a little wary. Gets her butt pulverized. Angel coming on down. Doggo gets hit with the Q, and the big ol' ultimate from Tianzhen will keep him frozen in place. Turnaround damage is monstrous, but Starry gets to press R and join the fight.
Whether Tianzhen just mind-gamed him out of that one. Now it's onto the Herald. They don't have that flash ult on Tianzhen.
Yeah, and Doggo was thinking, I can play this one out. I've got flash, I should be fine. Nope, does not get body blocked in the way he was hoping for. And that looks a bit different. Hacker comes over with the lulting loco, but Lullaby and Doggo is alive. The Herald gets secured regardless, and the game remains very even indeed from the opponent as you can.
Yeah, especially if it's Cannon, it definitely helps him out.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to use that last auto attack. The last minion dies. Angel perfectly killing the wave under tower. Qingtian on weak side. Weirdly, he's pushed up a little too far. I think he might have gone a little too far here.
Harry gets a big Mega on the wall, and Qingtian will flash over the wall, but unfortunately, there's people there to respond.
So, Ultra Prime, so they're weak side on top side, and they're weak side on bot side. Pushing. Yuokai's pushing up towards his top tower. Hacker's farming in his own jungle, so he's not there. It's even a tower trade here. So, once again, Ultra Prime just losing the plot, pushing up too far. This has not been an isolated situation. They've done this multiple times. What's happening with this Herald? Dragon spawning right now. OMG could just take that through. Qingtian potentially trying to defend Doggo.
They're going to jump onto Qingtian, who doesn't really get to press W2 just now. Can maybe footwork later, but there's nothing left.
Didn't have it.
And he goes down.
Presumably he didn't have it. Didn't use it. Ultra Prime, once again, failing on the split match is real advantage Tianzhen and PP got in the jungle support matchup, where I think in the last game, Hacker and Niket were the ones that came ahead in that one. And, you know, we praised Ultra Prime for their form in that last game, in the last series or two. And a lot of that has come through Hacker and Niket. They are the reason why this team has been a lot better than we thought they would be before. In as well, so that's one summoner down. Niket doesn't have that War Mog. That's one of the big things. Tianzhen, no ultimate, but no Alistar ultimate is arguably more important. Niket not going to get any value out of this. This would be Soul. Ultra Prime, they're slow to the fight. Niket has no HP. That's Hex Soul.
It's over. Hacker flashes on forwards, goes golden, gets no value by the Blooming Blow, and Starry murders Doggo before he can even begin to think about pressing Q a few more times. OMG will make sure that this is a swift old game in their favor.
Yeah, OMG, they punish the overextensions early, they stack the dragons, they get the gold, and Ultra Prime are effectively shut out of the game from that point. OMG, there is a reason that they are at 4-0. They have improved an awful lot in terms of their macro. They've improved an awful lot at pulling the trigger effectively. Ultra Prime, they will be probably clutching their heads in hands after this game. This was in their hands for a brief moment, and they kind of threw it away.
The way back in, it's for OMG to hand it to them. And I don't think with this composition, with the way they've been playing the game, that's likely to happen. Still no War Mogs from the Cat, who has not been involved in enough stuff this game to get a hold of it. And I think he spent a lot of money on things like wards to try and maintain control, so just hasn't got that completed item.
Yeah, so, Ultra Prime, they get themselves, I don't know, into their defensive posture now.
I feel like the waves haven't been synced that well, because they're ping-ponging between the two waves rather than having them crash simultaneously, which of course is one of those skill sets you like to try and make happen in League of Legends, but they still managed to get through that inhibitor turret nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, you're forcing Ultra Prime to ping-pong, and they are only first in the turret each time, so it's not bad. They end up chunking out each of the towers in each of these waves. As long as you're getting damage on the towers, it's fine. So in this case, I don't mind it at all. Sometimes when there's a lot of wave play, yes, you want the waves to be crashing at once because they can't wave play both at once, especially when you have stuff like Ziggs or the like. It's a little bit harder here, even with the Zeri with the shift. God damn, the W poke is nasty. Of course, these Hextech Dragons give you some extra ability haste too, so it makes it even quicker to get that W off the cooldown. Ultra Prime, they threw away the shot in this game. OMG very much picked up the slack, and OMG they're running them through. This is very textbook League of Legends.
And they've got a Hex Soul to work with as well. That is just by far the strongest soul, I think, by everybody's margin. So annoying to manage.
That's a great ult.
Finds a wonderful bit of trigonometry to get the ult onto target. Niket trying to frontline, but again, that Alistar is just a bit anemic this game. Nothing left for him to say in this one. A decent W from GTM buys some time, but it's just not enough. They go a little deep here to OMG, and they decide they will not stick around for any longer.
Right.
Oh,
that's exactly what happens.
Oh no! Glacier Prison just shy. Will not be able to land on Yukai, but was forced to back away from the turret, and despite the Baron buff not being there, the siege is enough to claim that one.
That hacker gets himself a flash into the play. Even with that, I wonder if they just lose the fight anyway. 3,000 gold lead in mid lane, 2.5 in top lane, 2k in AD carry. So OMG have so much extra damage. You can see that Ultra Prime, they're going to get themselves trying at least some extra vision into their own jungle to try and give themselves an entrance towards that that Elder Dragon pit. Hacker, you can maybe try and stack up Q. He's walking in right now over vision. You can see that he's spotting out Angel and PP God. We've got ourselves a start of that Elder Dragon very, very soon in 10 seconds. OMG trying to defend the approach.
They are. Can look for a little bit more dodge as Doggo slides away from that W. Starry having a much better showing on the Kai'Sa than his historical record would suggest. Maybe they can force more of a contest. Here and they go. Another Glacier Prison lands. Trying to get another bit of defense. It's Ching who buys some space, some time. But there's just not enough damage. And Harry isn't even here. It's a 4v5 because everyone else is bloody well dead. One final member, the Warmog's Alistair, finally falls. Everyone's down. OMG put them to the sword.
OMG take a few overextensions in the mid game from Ultra Prime and they run it through to the end. We're going to 3 games in a series, which means an awful lot, particularly to Ultra Prime. If they win this, they keep themselves in the running, but they will have to show that in a game 3. OMG close it out very, very effectively. Aatrox used to counter Rumble, and Rumble was in an unplayable state. If you survive through to first back now, then the Aatrox can very much take Rumble to task.
Might up and available anyway, so this should be relatively swiftly burst down, and the Ket will spot out what's going on here in terms of Tianjin's pathing onto those Raptors, who stopped taking a camp here to try and be around bot lane in case a dive came on through, but Hacker will land a stun on PP God, but now Niket's in a dangerous position. Gets rooted up by the Sejuani. They thought they had the prio, but no. Doggo was back in base and walking back across from base.
There is no way they thought they had prio because Angel's pushed up in mid lane. That is just an overstay from Niket.
We walk across the control ward here. Niket jumped on, still has the flash, but no aftershock proc until just now, just goes down.
He just couldn't do anything. That it's instant flash forward from PP God. Smite comes through. Tianjin flash smiting. Tianjin has really bodied the jungle match.
Oh, he just has. Now Angel gets to level 6. A huge culling across Yukai. They lose the bot lane.
Jeez, you know, they're 4-0. They're completely fine in this group. They win this one. I think they almost certainly lock themselves into top 4 of the Nirvana group. Just gonna overstay and die.
Flash smite 627. Oh, Starry could be in a spot of bother here. Takes a lot of damage. Flashes still has the cleanse, but the slow's still coming on through. Doggo gets that kill. 3 die from Ultra Prime.
Okay, that's the start of something good because you get the kill over to the Ezreal. Starry is not going to be ahead in the game. Ultra Prime get themselves the dragons, but they're going to have to show that they can corral the map into a state where OMG don't get good value out of these objectives.
They do manage to trade that for dragon. Of course, it would be 2 dragons if Tianjin hadn't managed to steal one away.
True. Yeah.
But that has been problematic. Qingtian is now in a difficult position. As he will throw down the World Ender here to get a little bit of time towards the spot lane. Should be able to claim this turret here.
Oh, if it's
first turret, potentially, they teleport in and in to prevent the wave clear. That's pretty okay, I think.
So they're sharing the gold between Yukai and Qingtian. That means that they go just about even in their matchups. Niket finds that PP God again, but he just crashes down all the time. He just pulls himself away from that. No, if I love that. Qingtian now finally does have Tunnel of Merc Treads and Hex Drinker, so again, very fine in this matchup. But Harry giving him a lot of gold means that while Aatrox is now good in this matchup, how does everyone else deal with the Rumble?
Yeah, certainly very scary, and despite having the teleport, this is a Hexgate Rift. Your ability to get to fights a bit easier than you might otherwise is still pretty okay. Some of those potential extended fights decide, look, we don't want to play this hard, we'll give this one over.
Yeah, they lose enough HP that they still don't want to stick around for the fight. They didn't have themselves the Solar Flare after that fight too. I misspoke on that one. They still had that Solar Flare, and Qingtian chooses not to pop that ultimate, knows that he doesn't really want to stick around, doesn't quite have himself at, you know, the completely absurd Aatrox point of power now. But now by giving up this Herald to the 6 Grub team, OMG can find themselves a way to hit that turret. Ultra Prime giving over more ground in this early game to OMG.
Ultra Prime will be pretty swift in taking this dragon.
They will be, but they will lose mid turret. So now, OMG, do they look for an engage as they try and wrap back around towards that mid lane? So mid lane turret is going down. They have 6 Grubs. This is going down with that. I mean, the Herald is basically glorified cannon. That's a good combo.
That's a huge amount of damage on the Tianjin, doesn't quite die, but the Tianjin gets hit by that true shot barrage, doesn't fall to it though. Xintian finally falls into the backline, goes in the cap, but they just don't have enough damage. Everyone's so low. They'll land the grasping ruse. Tianjin lands a glacial prison to claim another kill. But here is Hacker trying to get another bit more damage onto Tianjin, who's having the plant slowing down, and Doggo gets that one. Into the bush goes PP. God stays alive. It's a 2 for 2 somehow.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how that worked. Xintian uses the Q3 flash, but Tianjin just holds onto his flash and means that the Aatrox doesn't get the team fight value. You gotta be able to team fight well in this pick. Angel gets the tier 2 as well, so Ultra Prime walk away, getting the dragon put out on here. He doesn't get to the Hex Gate. He's gonna get cancelled out by Niket. Now Angel is gonna get caught out. This is now a big moment.
Went to get the tier 2, secured it, but will likely trade his life for it. Should trade his life for it. Doggo manages to get the auto as Angel played pretty well there to make that one a closer run thing than I thought it would be.
Dragon in the fight because target for Ultra Prime, because, you know, he's not necessarily the tankiest person of all time. Now Ultra Prime not gonna be able to contest for this dragon. That's gonna go down and away to OMG. They're using it now to get some farm in side lanes.
Well, it still feels pretty bad considering the history of it. As Yukai about to run into Angel here. See how this trade goes. Teleport's coming on through, makes this one a bit more even than I think Angel was hoping for. Rocket number 2 misses. Big one dashed away from Cheating.
He's going to get to the Hex Gate.
He's going to get to the Hex Gate. We should be able to get out to safety. No one will be able to get over the back of the wall. But Cheating burns teleport now.
Prime try and play around the fact that OMG don't have double teleports on their side laners, and they end up just losing out in the play. Now Hacker's overstaying for a red buff, does get it, but has to blow the flash. Ultra Prime, again in the wider map state, is just not working out well.
Can they look at Baron now with the fact that everyone's been forced back? They're on it.
I mean, there is the Hex Gates. The Hex Gates make it much harder to do this. How quickly are they burning down? What's the HP total at Ultra Prime? They do have Hacker in there, but he doesn't have flash.
There's no blast cone. He can't get in. It's gone. It's dead. He can't get there in time. It's taken away. What about the fight afterwards? Now it has to become the question for Ultra Prime. Glacier Prison is wide, but PP gone with the flank from the backside gets a massive Magnet Storm. They lose the Leona. Starry has to flash away. Tianjin desperately low. Yukai in the backline trying to get a last auto. Will get 2. True Shot Barrage is huge, but Angel murders them all. Yukai gets 3, but now Angel should surely clear it up regardless. A3 killed Corky, sure, but the whole team falls at the end of it all.
OMG out macro Ultra Prime for the nth time this series. PP God's ult actually drags everyone out of the equalizer, so it ended up being not that great. PP God almost lost them the fight by denying a good equalizer, but Angel has enough damage to make it not matter. Yukai tries to clean things up with the 6 grubs. That's going to be an inhibitor down. OMG managed to out macro their way through Ultra Prime once again.
Well, that was a whole sequence of plays. We'll have a look at the replay. This Hacker burning
jungle, but a blast cone will get PP God to safety. Gold is still not massively out of distance. 5k is a lot, but it's not the end of the game because you do have a lot of squishy members from OMG. But I'm just worried about OMG, or rather Ultra Prime and their macro. They were in positions to win this game. Game 2, they were ahead of the game. Game 3, they overextended too early to really say that in the same way. Now Niket's been left alone. Everyone's just going to left him up here. And this is once again Ultra Prime overextending. Niket overextending. For someone I was so excited for at the start of summer, he has failed to recognize those promises.
And I get that they are trying to set up to contest for that dragon in 30-odd seconds, but Niket's left behind as everyone retreats from Gromp and leaves him out to dry. Ultra Prime, what is your comms like in that scenario? Because you have to feel that has to be a team call, right?
Well, either way, Ultra Prime, they've done this so regularly, it feels like it is baked into the foundations of Ultra Prime. Their overextensions have been, sadly, determining games for them, and this was a series which could have brought them back to even in series win rate, back to 3-3. It does not look like they can do that. Hacker has no flash.
Oh, Starry comes flying on in afterwards and brings down the plant. Zyra dead to rights, nothing to be done there, and the base broken again. 40 seconds on Zyra means no real way to contest for the dragon. The base is in shambles.
If it isn't someone like Hacker or Yukai on big leads, it feels like they can really struggle to have the impact. I think poor in this game 3, OMG have really punished them. That Baron play, which led through to that fight for them, has led to so many turrets. And while before we were saying, oh, you know, the gold's not necessarily out of touching distance, it's getting to that point now where so much gold has come through, particularly onto the carries. The damage is so disgusting.
That last remaining inhibitor turret going down with the 6 scrubs, it disappears. The solar flare lands, it's only on to really PP God. Niket goes in and immediately regrets his choices. Dies in a blink of an eye.
Xingtian's not on the flank either. You need that Aatrox to be doing damage.
Well, they've got a chunk. It's about the best they're going to get, but it means so little at this point. The last remaining inhibitor goes down with no contest because you have no engage anymore.
Yeah, no. that was the time to engage. They're just never in position to capitalize on anything. It's hard to when you're behind like this, and now they've overextended because the play's taken too long.
Yeah, Niket was trying to wait for team members to come on up, and he ends up falling down. The equalizer in the corridor is brutal. Starry stays alive at the back end of it all, and down goes Desire and the Corki as the Icathian rain continues to pour on Ultra Prime's parade. They will not find the third win they were looking for. A triple kill to Starry. It might be a donation of a quadra, but no, Harry gets that one. 5-0 at OMG. Ultra Prime sit languishing at 2-4.
Ultra Prime, they could have had this, they could have had the world, but instead they find themselves at the barrel of a gun held in the hands of OMG.